We are 2 days and counting till the Vols take the field Friday night, Arlington, Texas, against Texas Tech. Tony Vitello talked today to update the rotation for the weekend. We know a little bit more what's going on. I'm going to talk about it right after this intro. Happy Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day. This is Frank Rocks sending plenty of love to you this evening. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for showing me the love this first month and a half since this thing's been going. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Talked about it all week. Made my decision Friday night. This bad boy is going live right after the baseball game. I'm going to share it out. We'll post it on social media. I'll be talking about it with tomorrow morning when I do the next day for the Tennessee-Arkansas game. No post game tonight due to the time of it. And there'll be more videos dropping along the way. So I hope you guys will tune in with me. Give this thing a chance. We'll go live Friday night, and then we'll see how the rest of the weekend goes. If it goes good Friday night, maybe we go Saturday. Maybe we go Sunday. That would be the ultimate goal. But for now, we're going to go with Friday. But let's get into this thing. Talk about released the video earlier in the week, the Friday night primer, what I thought basically going into it. And this was based on what we saw coming out of the pizza series that they had last weekend. And I know that AJ Russell threw Friday night, Drew Beam threw Friday night. And based on what was reported on it, Russell had a pretty strong night. And I don't think he gave up any runs. He was solid throughout. Beam was a little up and down. Seemed gave up 3 home runs. And I wonder how much that's led to it as Vitello today. A.J. Russell gets the ball Friday night. 6'6" sophomore who was a freshman All-American last year, and just kind of looking at his numbers last year as well. He pitched 30.1 innings or 30 and a third innings. He had a 0.89 ERA, went 2-0. Only gave up 3 runs, 7 walks, struck out 47 in those 30 and a third innings. Some pretty impressive numbers. Like I said, freshman All-American, and I think he just has more. Maybe I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking maybe it goes to the point where maybe it's more of that ace mentality, so to speak. And he talked about Drew Beam. Drew Beam will go Saturday, as I thought going the whole time. I would have really thought Beam would have went, but I started to wonder after Friday. And Ben McKee alluded to it when he talked about it. Said, he based on what he saw, he'd go Russell, and his what he saw was pretty accurate on that. And they talked about Beam and how he's just been a steady, solid guy since he's there. I've talked about it in my videos coming in, how last year at the end of the year, I really felt Beam was the best starter on the staff. He had some up and downs through the year, 3.63 ERA, gave up more home runs last year than the year before, but obviously he pitched more innings as well. But his strikeout numbers were up too, and he didn't walk a lot of guys. He only walked out 23 last year. So there were some things that strikeouts were up, home runs were up, ERA was up, unfortunately. So, but you're going to see a lot of Beam. And Vitello said, if, we get to where we want to get to that postseason, you might see Beam as that guy they ride multiple times. I don't think it's necessarily a Chase Burns type role, but it may be a guy. It tells me they like some other dudes coming into this as well. And one of the things he said, so they have not named a starter for Sunday. So that could be a numerous, they could go any way on that, because I have seen the possibility of using an opener in it. That was mentioned a while back. And he said there's a lot of guys we want to pitch this weekend. And his quote was something along the lines of, we get guys out there and get them their first look in a Tennessee uniform, it'll make us all happy, and it'll see us happy to pitch them. So I think you'll see a lot of pitchers this weekend. I think Russell, we'll see how far he goes. We'll see how far Beam goes. And then, Sunday, I think that's the one where you may see a lot of pitchers throw against Baylor on Sunday night. But looking at it too, I saw today I was looking on UT Sports. I was looking to see if they had updated the roster. And really the only difference I see, they added Marcus Phillips, who's a guy that Vitello talked about when asking the hitters, who do you not like to face? And they said Marcus Phillips. So this is a guy, 6'4", 250, coming in, who evidently brings some heat. He is a two-way guy, so he's a pitcher / outfielder. And I thought it was interesting today, the NCBWA put out their preseason stopper of the year list, and it had Aaron Combs and Nate Snead on it. I've talked about Snead as a guy. I've seen possible mention of him throwing on Sundays. I don't see it, man. I really don't. I think this is a guy from what I'm reading, throwing 99 to 101. You're throwing at that velocity. I don't know. I think back to John Smoltz back when he, of course, most of you, if you watch baseball, you know John Smoltz is pitched for the Braves. Was mainly a starter, but he went a couple years as a closer and was a great closer as well. But if you notice back when he started, his velocity was up more when he closed, and he talked about it, how when he was closing, he could go out and just unleash. Where the starter, he really kind of had to manage his stamina along the way. So, I wonder if that could be a case with Nate Snead as well, to where if he's throwing 99 to 101, if his control's good, if his off-speed stuff's good. I know he gave up 2 3-run bombs on Friday night. I never saw anything else about Saturday or Sunday on it. And that's kind of my problem with some of these sites that act like they're getting into the game covered baseball. They give you a little bit. And I know VolQuest put some stuff, but, I'm only paying for one at a time. And right now it's 24/7 I'm paying for. But, there's been previews, but I'm just going to tell you guys, if you want a free preview, look at what I've put out right now. It's detailed. It's to the point. Is it perfect? No. It's pretty good, though. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I don't toot my own horn a lot. Those previews are pretty good. So if you want some good previews, check that out. If you want to check out Friday Night Primer, check that out as well. But I'm excited to see this pitching rotation. I really am. I think there's a lot of unknown, but there's a lot of potential as well. And, I talked about Nate Snead. A guy that's kind of a wild card for me is Wyatt Evans. I think he would have had a bigger role last year. He ended up redshirting due to injury. Now I'm looking at his measurables. 6'6", 260. That's a big guy. And I had seen at one point him possibly mentioned as a starter. I'm not seeing much mention of him, though, right now. But I still think that's a guy that could factor heavily into this bullpen as the year goes along. Of course, you got Kirby Connell. He's going to do his thing. He's been around, feels like, for 10 years now. But, I'm curious Sunday, maybe you see Xander Seacrest take that start. Is it A.J. Causey, possibly a guy who transferred from Jacksonville State? He was their Friday night guy last year, had a higher ERA, but had good strikeout numbers. So it's going to be interesting to see. And Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Baylor, it's going to give them 3 solid teams to start out with. And then, they get a day off and they're right back at it Tuesday and Wednesday with UNC Asheville and East Tennessee State before they get into their series next weekend. So 5 games in 6 days. I love it. It's awesome. Baseball's here, college baseball. And if you're a college baseball fan, unfortunately, we don't get the viewership. You about have to pay to watch college baseball. It's not on your standard cable or anything. And this weekend, unless something changes, it's on Flow Baseball. You're looking at $29.99 for a month of it, which sucks. But I'm pretty sure old Frank Rock's going to pay it this weekend, unless maybe we run in something like 2 years ago when Vols played at Minute Maid Park, where the Astros was. It was on the Astros YouTube channel for free. I'm hoping that it possibly comes up like that. I haven't seen anything that could be the case, though. But, again, Friday night, post-game, right after it, we're going to launch this thing out and go live. We'll see. I may be talking to myself on Friday night. I don't know. But we'll test the waters a little bit on Friday night. As I've said, my game with live streams after games will be baseball, basketball. There's too many doing it for football. For me, for me, a new channel, it's honestly silly to try to go at it with others. But baseball, this channel's taking over the baseball market for Tennessee baseball. I'm just telling you that right now. And, it's me right now. We'll see where it goes moving forward. But as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. No post game tonight for Arkansas. I will, in the morning, put out a next day. It'll be bright and early in the morning. Get up early and get that recorded. Let's hope the Vols take care of business tonight. That preview was out from last night, as I did pick the Vols to go down to Fayetteville and win tonight. But let's face facts, it's not going to be easy. It's never easy going into that arena, as that's a tough place to play. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Thank you for showing me the love. I hope we'll all show the love Friday night on that post game. But Frank Rock, House of Orange, as always, go Vols.
Everyone rejects me.